Hey peoples, how you doing? So as you can see what this video says, right? So usually my videos on average get between 3 to 5 views. I'm like, thank you for my consistent 3 to 5 viewers that watch my stuff. Thank you. This one maybe might get 17, right? Because of the topic of this video. So it is what it is. And it might be like, how does Beyonce and spirituality, how does that connect? Because it does. And I believe that, well, many reasons. We're gonna watch a video. I'm gonna show you a video of Beyonce, I believe, of her tapping into spirituality and deep energetics without her really saying it all the way. I mean, she does. She kind of says it in some ways in regards to things that she felt and saw and all this stuff. And who's we? Me. I will show it to you. I'm gonna show you on my phone because I'm being lazy and I don't necessarily want to find the connection to do the screen share and have it on the side of the screen. I'm just gonna show you on my phone that I have here. But I just believe that Beyonce, think about just famous people in the world. Beyonce, Hova, Madonna, Rihanna, all these Hova, Rihanna, Madonna. Maybe everyone should just end their name in a and then maybe they'll be famous. No, but I believe that there's something about being in the right place, right time, and having the right vibration. And if you think about spirituality, energetics, vibration has to do with like energy. It has to do with a variety of different things. It can deal with your thoughts. It can deal with the emotions that you have. It can deal with your consciousness because we're human, right? We're human, and we just think that sometimes it's just the physical body and maybe sometimes the mind and the emotions, right, that deals with stuff, and that's it, or the brain rather, and the emotions that deals with stuff. But there's a mind. You know, there's this whole thing about mental health now, making sure that people are mentally well, and that deals with the mind, but realizing that that's just one aspect of the mind. There are other consciousnesses of the mind. That's a new word I made up. There's not a study, but there's this thing going around the internet saying that we only use 10% of our brains. If we use more percent of our brains, then, how much more could we do? That's not quite correct. You use all parts of your brains every day. Even when you're at rest, all parts of your brains are working. Maybe not as intensely as if you're exercising or solving a math equation or dancing even, but the brain is still being used. What I believe the mistranslation is not that we use 10% of our brains, but that we use 10% of our consciousness. That's something different. If you think about the conscious, unconscious, subconscious parts of the brain, that's something different. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. This point of the video is to connect Beyonce and spirituality. So I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna talk to you about my thoughts. Again, my thoughts, okay? Don't be going in the comments, or if you wanna go in the comments, you can. It's a free country, free speech, or a free country in the US. I'm not sure wherever you're watching this, but I'm sharing with you my thoughts, okay? So this is my truth, okay? My truth. You might have your own truth and that's fine, right? But I'm not saying this is the law. This is what we all should believe, but I'm just saying this is my truth, okay? So let's watch the first part of this video and then I will pause it and make comments. Okay, here we go.
When I performed Crazy in Love at the BET Awards, it was almost like my coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my girl, Beyonce!
I was very nervous, of course. And I remember when they told me I was performing on BET, in my mind, I saw the set immediately. I said, I want something big. I want something that says I'm here. Beyonce. And I drew it out. I drew out the ramp. I drew out the boxes for me and my girls. I drew out the lift right in the O. It just so happened that O was right in the center of my name for me to come down. I knew the dance. I knew about the pumps. I saw all of that in my head before it happened. And it's great when you visualize something and it actually comes to life.
So, let's stop there. I think she said something powerful about visualizing something. It's amazing when you visualize something and it comes to life. The fact that she said, the first thing she said, right? She knew that she was going to be performing on the BET Awards. Okay. The rest of that entered her mind or consciousness. And she said that she immediately knew. She saw it in her head what it was going to be. So realizing that in spiritual circles or even like self-help or wellness, when it comes to manifestation, people talk about visualization, how important that is. To visualize the dream, the vision, to help it manifest. So I believe that she did that well. She heard she was going to be doing something, okay, and then immediately knew. Now, sometimes people, when they visualize, they might do vision boards, which are great, or they might have to sit and really like visualize and like see maybe what they want. But for her to say that she immediately knew, it's almost like she received the information and it was almost like there was an internal, energetic, spiritual download within her that said, I know exactly what I want. Right? So sometimes when we think about our own manifestations, our own goals or dreams, and sometimes we're like, I've been doing all this stuff, all these things, right? Sometimes why I feel like it's not working. I believe there are many reasons why. I think one reason is because that sometimes our visualizations aren't strong enough. Like sometimes we visualize on a very basic level, but sometimes when you add emotion, when you add feeling, when you even sometimes add your body to it, that it can make it even more powerful. I also believe when I used to teach manifestation classes a lot, I have not taught one in a very long time, because I used to teach them at one point like twice a year. Sometimes even one time I did like 4 times a year, 4 times in 1 year. But realizing that with manifestation, that let me just say this. Yo, like, is his name Malachi? My name is not. It's not Malachi. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm on my nomad journey. Okay, so I'm currently right now at my cousin's place in Jersey, and I'm in her son's room, and his name is Malachi. All right. So anyway, just want to share. Like, what's happening in the background? Yeah. So if I make any more videos in the next few months, maybe 2 months, or maybe a bit more than 2 months, I'm going to have different backgrounds. I'm being nomadic in this season, which has been great. Anyway, but just realizing that, like, for me, I realized when I was teaching my manifestation classes, like, all the things that we're talking about manifestation, great things, right? Visualize, vision boards, affirmations, writing things down, all that stuff is great. I find that sometimes the missing key is the cleaning. Neville Goddard, who's known to sometimes be not really the father of manifestation, but known to be very popular when it comes to manifestation, law of attraction, sort of things. He wrote a book called The Feeling is the Secret, and talks about tapping into the feeling or the emotion of what you want is the secret towards manifestation. That's his book that he wrote. If I wrote a book about manifestation, law of attraction, I would say the cleaning is the secret. Because sometimes before we can even manifest what we want, we have to clean out the old garbage that was within us. Think about it this way. You have a pail or a can of just garbage. Just things dumped in the garbage, dumped in. Right, and it's filled to the brim. Then let's say you get this amazing jewel, right? This beautiful jewel. You try to put it on top, what's going to happen? It's going to fall off because the garbage is filled up. So that garbage that I'm talking about, that garbage, are the years of thoughts that we would think about ourselves. I'm not good enough. I can't do it. Or years of you hearing things from other people. Maybe like money doesn't grow on trees, or I'm not an ATM, or we can't afford it. There are all these things that's within us, all this garbage, that's been piled up. And it's only until we dump out the garbage and put in the jewel and it can sit in there that things can actually start to manifest, okay? So, that's my little manifestation tip, okay? The cleaning is a secret, and if you want to, there's playlists on this channel about manifestation you can watch. I also have courses and classes that people can take, but only 17 of y'all are gonna watch this video. So the 17 of y'all that probably will watch this video have probably already taken my classes and stuff. Anyway, if there's a request for a class, put it in the comments or whatever. All right, so visualized, okay? She got that down pat. What's it saying? Is it down pat or down packed? She got that down, all right? So let's watch this next part, okay? Which talks about this next thing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was way better than I expected, and Sasha was in full effect. Sasha is my alter ego. And when people see me, sometimes I think that when they meet me and they speak with me, they're expecting Sasha. And I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. But I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage, so Sasha comes out, and she's fearless. She can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me. And I knew that was going to be my coming out night for the BET Awards.
Boom. Okay, so a few things happened there. And I know some people be like, oh my God, she said something came into her. It's Satan, it's the devil, it's negative forces. Stop your shit. Stop. Stop right there. Stop. Stop it. Okay? Something powerful is happening here. Okay? Something powerful is happening. Now, if you look at it, and I like to do this, to have both sides. If you look at it on one side of the spectrum, she says that rehearsals, she can't necessarily do all these things, but then she gets out there and Sasha Fierce is there. Great. Right? One side of the spectrum could be, okay, Sasha Fierce, she's calling this her alter ego, which, by the way, at this point doesn't even exist anymore, because she said that her and Sasha Fierce have now combined into one, but that's an older video. But on one side of the spectrum, scientifically, could just be adrenaline. Sasha Fierce is just Beyonce on adrenaline. She gets out there, feels the energy of the crowd, the live music, or sometimes even recorded music, and it's okay, I'm in it, right? And just rides off of adrenaline. I mean, there's so many videos of her performing with other people, and you could tell that she sometimes does things in performances that she doesn't do in rehearsals, because sometimes people look at her and go, like, what? Like, almost like, where'd that come from? I feel like she's known for doing that. Like, she's known for, like, surprising people in performances live, because she just does things, off of adrenaline. That's one side. Other side, Sasha Fierce. In the video, she said something interesting. She said that right before she went on stage, she put her hands up, right? And then she did a series of things that were interesting. She said she put her hands up, And then she said, it felt like something. And then she did this. Kind of was like, had like a confused face. Almost like she didn't know what it was. And then she kind of put her hand, right? And almost like went through her. And then she shook. And then she smiled. If you want to, rewind and go back and watch that. And I also put the link of this original video in the description so you can watch it. But she said, I put my hands up and I felt something, confused face, come into me. She shook and then just kept laughing. To me, that says something powerful. What does it say? In spiritual circles, certain spiritual circles, and realizing like when it comes to spirituality and spiritual teachings and even religion, that there are the outer teachings and then there's something called the inner teachings. The outer teachings are things that are given to the public. Or Jesus, when he says, I, teach you through parables. Well, no, he said there was a scripture, because I'm born, raised Christian, a scripture that says something about to the masses or to something about the public, I give parables, but to you, like I give the kingdoms of heaven or something. I know I'm butchering that scripture, but y'all Christians, I know the people that are diehard Christian, y'all can type in the chat what it is. But pretty much saying to the outsiders, to the public, I give you parables and I give you essentially the basics. But to the 12 disciples or to his inner circle, right, he gives them not just the outer teachings, but the inner teachings, the teachings that are deeper, more profound, that have a deeper alchemical approach. So in the same way within spirituality, other spiritual traditions, there are outer teachings which the masses receive and digest, but then there are people in the inner circle that have like the reasons for doing things, or that have the deep alchemical processes for the reasons why things happen. So for example, in Christianity, I know that priests are supposed to be celibate, right? They practice celibacy. And today we say, okay, celibacy, because they don't want to be distracted by, other things or worldly things. They can just focus on being a man of God, right? However, what came out in the early 2000s about priests? That they were abusing boys, and even some stories about girls as well. Now, why is that? It's not like it's just one or two priests, or a number of priests, but they're supposed to practice celibacy. And some folks might say, oh, that's not right. Yeah, it's because, they're just not right. They're perverted. No. Them practicing celibacy without knowing the inner teachings made them perverted. The reason why priests many years ago were celibate was because there was a way to transmute sexual energy to spiritual energy to then be used for to be used for mass to help the masses. So in many ways, they were able and needed to practice celibacy so they can have spiritual strength to help so many people. These days, those teachings have gone away. They're hidden. So now, if priests, let me not just say priests, if people sometimes practice celibacy, sometimes that can come out in ways that necessarily aren't the healthiest. With the priests abusing children. Not great. That's what makes it perverted, when you don't know the inner teachings. And I sometimes tell people that are celibate, if you're not transmuting that sexual energy to spiritual energy, stuff is probably happening within your energy body, which is then affecting your physical body. But I tell people, practice celibacy if you want to, but find a way to use the sexual energy. There's breathing exercises and techniques that can be used to transmute that, which I can teach at a different time. But a basic way to help is simply do something creative. Because the sexual energy, which is connected to the sex chakra, which is obviously the chakra near the pubic area, which doesn't necessarily have to do with sex per se, more has to do with like the sexual organs. That's why it's called the sex chakra or the sex energy center. Like that energy center not only connects to the sexual organs and sexual desire, but also connects to creativity. Right? I mean, man and woman come together, they have sex, the sperm goes into the egg fertilizes, creation of a human. So the sex chakra, the sex energy, has deep creative energy. So if you can be creative, draw, dance, sing, write music, something that helps you tap into your creativity, is a way to help transmute the sexual energy. If you don't have the tools and techniques to transmute the sexual energy into spiritual energy, which I'll say probably 99% of the population, they don't know that. Especially those that are practicing celibacy. It's just a little hint or technique you can do. But realizing that there are these outer teachings and inner teachings. Okay? So, in the spiritual circles, it's sometimes said that these great spiritual teachers that come to earth, that they come to earth in one form, but then later on in life, when it's meant for them to then accomplish a mission, then a different energy, a new being comes into their being, into physical form, and helps them complete the mission or go forward to furthering a mission. Because before that time, the mission wasn't ready for them. Like they were preparing for that mission, and their body wasn't ready to handle that other energy to come in. Because spiritual energy, really, people that we might consider to be deeply spiritual from these holy books and things, even people that we know now, like they're deeply spiritual because their immune system can handle spiritual energy. Think about it this way. You have a plug, right? Plug, put it into the outlet, or the plug, put it into the socket, outlet, socket, same thing, right? Put it into the socket, right, in your house. Great. You can use your laptop, computer, phone, TV, whatever, right? You take that same plug that's connected to your laptop or phone, TV, and you go to a power plant and try to stick it in there. What happens? It's gonna blow up because there's too much energy. Same thing for us. If you try to tap into a higher, more intense spiritual energy and you're not ready for it, you're not gonna maybe physically blow up, but there's gonna be a lot of discomfort. There's gonna be some sort of energetic blow up, which can then affect the physical body. So, for example, I know that Jesus Christ, that we know, the person of Jesus Christ, the Messiah in Christianity or prophet and other religions, that Jesus Christ, that he was born, right? Born already, deeply gifted already, right? All the gifts. But, again, I'm speaking based off of my truth, because I know some of y'all might go off in the comments, and that's okay. But, when it was time for him to actually start his mission work, to really serve the masses in a deeper way, you know, because there's supposed to be those, like, few years, right, between, like, teenage age and between, right, teenagers and, like, 30, really, like, there's, like, nothing really about Jesus, really too much, right? It's like, where'd he go? Supposedly he was off studying with other masters and, like, honing his craft. But supposedly, around that time, like, right before he kind of came back and started his mission around age 30, that he was actually, like, a being, the Christ being, right? The Christ part of him actually came into his consciousness, because before he wasn't a Christ yet. He was Jesus, Yeshua. He was just out here, right? Already had a gift, the talent, the soul was connected deeply to the source. But it wasn't till later that that Christ consciousness went into his system, into his body, met him where he was to help him fulfill this mission. Okay? You don't have to believe that. I'm just telling you what's said in some spiritual circles. I believe in the same way that people that come to Earth to serve the masses, to serve a lot of people, I mean, it takes a lot of energy to do. So I believe when Beyonce did that, and I'm comparing Beyonce with Jesus, okay? But I'm just showing you the correlation, okay, examples. I believe that when Beyonce did that, when she said that she felt, because she didn't do it from below. I felt something come into me from below. She said it this way, right? So she said this way, almost like something divine, because it's coming from up above, right? Something divine kind of came into her. Divine energy came into her, and then she kind of shook her body, like almost like she felt it kind of come in her body, and then smiled, right? But then also had a confused face because it was almost like she didn't really know what it was. But at that moment, right before she went on stage, that being to help her now in her mission of serving the masses came into her at that time to help her move forward and do what she has to do. So that is my take on Beyonce. Just one video. Because, I don't know if y'all like this. Y'all might go off in the comments, and that's okay. But, if this is something that's of interest, if you want me to do more celebrity videos of connecting celebrities to spirituality and energy, maybe that's a desire, then maybe I'll do that. But if not, that's okay too. But I figured I wanted to make this video because I was like, ooh, there is something here. And I feel like I wanted to share it. So thank you for listening to my video about Beyonce and spirituality. Bye.